Olive Burrows. We begin here in Nairobi, where the Labour CS, Ukur Yatani, has asked the Kenya National Union of Nurses to put off their industrial action to allow for negotiation with the conciliatory team set up by the ministry. Early Monday morning, the Secretary General of the Nurses Union dismissed the talks, saying that the representatives of the county government were not participating in the meeting, and so very little action will be arrived at. He maintained that the strike is still on, although he had appointed 4 representatives to attend the talks.
And I also want to reiterate that, it's important for the parties to understand that it is mandatory for the parties to cooperate. It's mandatory for particularly the union that have given notice to not to undertake the strike. You are expected to cease the industrial action and submit before the committee, process the matter with a view of getting solution. But if the parties are here and at the same time have appealed to their members to continue with the industrial action, that is in breach of the law, and they will be cited for contempt. And the other party they are at liberty to proceed to court and cite the strike illegal. And in that way is going to disadvantage the members of the union, because the employer can initiate disciplinary action against them, even withholding their salaries, at the same time even removing them from employment. I don't think that is the route that we want to go. The employers in this matter are 2. The Ministry of Health, who's represented by the PS. Because if you look at a number of health institutions are run by the national government. But the bulk of health services are provided by the county governments. The county governments have their own body called the Council of Governors. But the Council of Governors the employers are the respective county governments, and the county governments have nominated COG. At the same time, they have also represented a body of CEC members representing health. The subcommittee on health are going to be in this meeting, and they are going to be available maybe in the next 1 or 2 hours so that they can agree on the timelines and move forward.
This next one is a tragedy that has hit close to home. Today, a family's worst nightmare has come to pass after the body of their missing kin was found at the city mortuary. Mildred Odira was reported missing last week after she boarded a taxi to go to hospital. Before her death, Mildred worked for the Nation Media Group. Sharon Baranga is at the city mortuary and now joins us with this update.
It is unfortunate that the week-long search for Mildred Odira has ended at the city mortuary after family and friends found her body today in the morning. Now, it was a desperate decision that was made last night by one of the cousins that they should try and look and do the search in some of the mortuaries, and unfortunately enough, the body of Mildred Odira was found at the city mortuary. Now, her body has a deep wound on the head, on the jaw, and a deep cut on the tummy, an indication that Mildred was actually tortured before she was put on the road so that vehicles can run over her, so that it will look like an accident. And the body of Mildred was found at Mwiki, and it was brought here on the very day that she went missing on Tuesday by police from Kasarani. Now, Mildred went missing on Tuesday after a taxi driver, still from the neighborhood, was called to take her to hospital after she fell sick. Now, the taxi driver actually alleges that he dropped her at Ruaraka Neema Hospital in Kasarani, but from the CCTV footage, it actually showed that he just drove into the main gate of the hospital, did a U-turn and drove off the hospital. He actually did not drop anyone. When questioned about that, after he was shown the CCTV footage, he went mum. He has not been speaking. But right now, the family is actually now crying for justice after they found their loved one in a very not so good situation at the mortuary. And other than that, we'll be here to give you updates on what will be happening from this place. Back to you, Olive.
Thank you for that update, Sharon. Sharon, staying on that story, just a clarification that Mildred was actually an employee of Foresight Company and seconded to the Nation Media Group. We are now joined by Bernard Ojwang from Migori, and he has the latest on the sugar sector there.
We are here in Rapogi Trading Center, whereby farmers task force are currently meeting farmers here, and whatever they are saying that they don't want that task force that was that was initiated by the Minister of Agriculture. They're saying that they want a free market whereby all farmers are able to sell their products, sell their canes, and get paid as they want. Remember, each and every time you've seen farmers going to the street demanding their pay. Initially, 2 weeks ago, you had the Sugar Task Force Committee that was formed by Minister of Agriculture. They were saying that they wanted to meet farmers in this region, and that meeting was boycotted by farmers, saying that unless they receive their pay, then they will have a meeting with them. And currently, I'm joined by, you'll tell us, what are you up to?
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Steven Olenaropa, mimi ni mkulima. Tumeshangaa waziri wa kilimo ameanzisha task force ambayo hajahusisha mkulima. Ningependa kumwambia waziri, tafadhali wakulima ndio shareholders wa hii mradi wa kilimo. Sisi kama wakulima tunasema tumekataa wakulima ambao wanaishi Nairobi, hawana mashamba na wanakuja kutunyanyasa. Tunataka haki yetu kama wakulima. Pili, hatutaki mambo inaitwa zoning. Tunataka kufanya free market, hatutaki kunyanyaswa. Millers wanaingia kwa task force na sisi wakulima hatujaweza kuhusishwa. Sisi tumesema lazima tuingie kwa hilo jopo kazi. Nilisikia pia waziri amesema hawezi kutambua. Tunataka kumwambia waziri sisi ni wa Kenya na ulichaguliwa na rais ama uliappointiwa na rais uhudumia wa Kenya. Sisi wa Kenya tuna haki kusikizwa na hata tuna haki ya kuongea. Waziri asikize sisi na asikize kabisa wakulima wake.
Thank you very much. Briefly, what are you seeing this task force, farmers task force, is going to help you?
Yes. Mimi kwa majina naitwa Jabez Odero Awino, ni mkaaji wa Sugar Belt area, Soni. Lakini shida tunayo ni hii ambayo ni maneno ambayo inaletwa na watu ambao hawajulikani. Kama kuna shida inaweza tokea pale pa two places. Moja ni mkulima, la pili ni mila. Lakini nani alipeleka hii hoja kwa bunge? Nani yako na shida? Kama mkulima hajapeleka hii hoja kwa bunge na mila pia hajapeleka hii hoja kwa bunge.
Tunataka nini?
Tunataka mkulima iwe uhuru na auze miwa yake pale popote anataka, soko huru, kwa sababu kuna mazao mengi hapa nchini. Mbona hawaweki zoning kwa hizi mazao zingine kama mahindi, tobacco, kahawa, chai na hizi mazao zingine? Mbona wanaweka tu kwa sukari?
Na asante sana. Well, you've just heard from farmers here saying that they are criticizing that sugar task force that was formed by the Minister of Agriculture. They are saying that they want a free market whereby any farmer can sell his cane or a cane to any factory, and they are demanding that the government through the Minister of Agriculture should come up and tell them where the money that President Uhuru Kenyatta said that they were supposed to be paid by last year December, that the money should be paid immediately so that they can hear what the Sugar Task Force Committee that was formed by the Minister of Agriculture is saying, that whether it will help them or not. Back to you.
From that report on Mildred, there is sadly some more tragic news. 3 boys in Laikipia County have died after a swimming expedition turned tragic. The boys are said to have sneaked into a dam located inside Nyahururu Golf Club in the hope of catching a glimpse of the helicopter that had carried Deputy President William Ruto to the neighboring Nyandarua County. Lilian Kiarie with more details.
This dam, located inside the Nyahururu Golf Club and bordering Maina slums, is where the tragic event happened. The 3 boys, a set of twins aged 8 and another aged 12, are said to have wanted to see the helicopter carrying the deputy president, who was staying at the club, and headed to a fans drive at Ndaragwa Township in the neighboring Nyandarua County. Witnesses say they suspect the twins decided to swim at the dam after failing to see the chopper while the third boy drowned as he was trying to rescue the twins. The residents blame the contractor of the dam for the tragedy.
Walikuwa wanachimbua dam, wanataka kutoa maram ya kuweka kwa barabara ya bypass yenye inatengenezwa hapa Nyahururu. Lakini sasa walikosa mchanga, wakaacha hizi machimo hivyo zilivyo. In fact, this is not even a dam. Dams are not made like this.
The Bita residents are pointing a finger at the management of the club for failing to have the dam fenced and refilled.
Waliuza mchanga, wakawacha dam na wakawacha maji bila kufunika na walitunyanyasa, wakanyang'anya sisi area hii, wakafungia sisi njia ambapo tungekuwa tukipitia. Kila mtu anaona ya kwamba kama kuna watoto wanacheza, security hakuna hapa.
Laikipia Governor Nderito Moreithi was present at the scene. He said that the county administration will engage the management of the club to come up with a lasting solution.
This dam here was dug while the contractor to the adjoining road was looking for materials to build the road. It also happens to be in the premises of Nyahururu Club. So we have to work with all of them very, very quickly to get a proper and permanent solution so that we don't end up with this tragedy again.
The bodies were retrieved by the county government and taken to the Nyahururu County Referral Hospital mortuary. Lilian Kiarie, NTV.
7 suspected robbers were last night shot and killed along Mombasa Road during a botched robbery at a gas filling plant along Enterprise Road. The dead were among a gang of about 20 who had staked out the plant before taking it over. They roughed up the workers, tied them together and locked them in a bathroom. One worker, however, escaped and alerted the police. 4 suspects were arrested while others escaped with gunshot wounds. Another suspect was arrested in Buruburu where he had gone to seek medical attention. The vehicle they were using to carry the gas cylinders, 1 pistol, 2 toy guns, 1 radio call and several crude weapons were recovered.
They came to this scene where a shootout has occurred among the gangsters and the officers. We have a number of fatalities as a result of shootout and the recovery of firearm and some crude weapons. The officers, as you are seeing, they are still inside, carrying out the necessary investigation, including the forensic. So that is what I can tell you as of now. The investigation is going on. There has been also arrests, which they are yet to identify.
The May scandal corruption case involving the alleged loss of 5 billion shillings through irregular purchase of maize is currently ongoing at the Milimani Law Courts. 16 accused persons, including Agriculture PS Richard Lesiampe and former NCPB MD Newton Terer, are before Senior Principal Magistrate Stella Murigi. The first prosecution witness was cross-examined by the defense lawyers and currently making submissions is Katwa Keegan.
Or was there an excess? There was no, okay.
I only see this was the provision.
Okay. And you wouldn't know, I've just requested my learned friend to give me, she's entitled to 30 minutes and she has allowed me to use her 25 minutes.
Agriculture and technology in Juja. There was a fire at the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology Juja campus that broke out at about 4 a.m. but was successfully put out. The fire razed down the students' center, which houses students' businesses and the school cafeteria. No casualties have been reported as the incident occurred when the students were asleep. Vice Chancellor Victoria Ngumi reported that the firefighters arrived at the scene on time and managed to contain the fire by 7:30 a.m. The value of property that was torched is still yet to be established. The cause of the fire is still yet to be known.
So we have no casualties and we thank God for that. None of our students or staff were injured, but there is loss of property, in the shops and also in the cafeteria. And the university management is now meeting to see how we can assist as far as the cafeteria is concerned, so that our students have somewhere to eat.
Now, as the world marks the 2019 World Cancer Day today, the government has been asked to establish a national cancer audit center that will offer statistics to help in the management of cancer in the country. Speaking at the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Vice Chairman of the Parliamentary Committee on Health, Swarup Mishra, said the committee is pushing for the creation of the center that will, among other things, give the prevalence rate of cancer in the country. The audit will also indicate the different aspects of cancer management, diagnostics and treatment modalities.
We have to do the National Audit Center for Cancer, because we don't know what is the prevalence rate of cancer exactly and accurately. What is the cancer rate and which cancer is prevalent in which gender and which age group, so that we can be able to know the different aspects of cancer management. Cancer management is first preventive, and prevention is better than cure. So screening is paramount.
The Treasury Cabinet Secretary says Matatu SACCOs will be facilitated with financing to enable them acquire new locally assembled cars. Henry Rotich says the importation of second-hand motor vehicles had resulted in many road accidents because most of them were faulty. This comes as the government moves to review the age limit for importing used vehicles from the current 8 years to 5 in July.
Tunataka kuhakikisha kwamba watu wananunua magari mpya, na kitu ya maana sana ni kusaidia companies yenye wanafanya assembly hapa Kenya, na already tuko mpango katika Big Four manufacturing motor assembly vehicles kuunda magari local hapa ile mpya, kuhakikisha kwamba hatuwezi kuimport magari ile imezeeka kama hizo za mwaka 8 hivi, na najua iko na risk mingi sana kama mambo ya brakes vile ilisababisha hii accident. Na tutapea loans SACCOs ili wanunue magari mpya, ndio sasa safety ya barabara iwe enhanced. Alafu lakini mtanunua magari locally assembled.
The Capital Markets Authority has joined the Global Financial Innovation Network, which is a network of 29 financial service regulators and related organizations. The network seeks to provide a more efficient way for innovative firms to interact with regulators, helping them navigate between countries as they look to scale new ideas. This includes a pilot for firms wishing to test innovative products, services, or business models across more than one jurisdiction. It also aims to create a new framework for cooperation between financial services regulators on innovation-related topics, gaining insights and sharing different experiences, lessons, and approaches. Kilifi residents have asked the water service providers in the county to act quickly in order to end the ongoing acute water shortage that has hit the region for several months now. According to the Kilifi Mariakani Water and Sewerage Company, Kimawasco, the drought-inspired water scarcity at the Baricho Waterworks had forced them to ration water supply. Malindi needs at least 25,000 cubic meters per day, but it currently receives an average of 18,000 cubic meters, a shortfall of 7,000 cubic meters.
Hii ni wakati wa kiangazi. Levels za maji zimeenda chini. Tunatekana takriban cubic meter 25,000 kwa siku. 25,000 cubic meter kwa siku. Maji ambayo tunapata saa hii kutoka Baricho, ambayo saa hii ni tunapata average ya 18,000 cubic. Already hapo kuna shortfall ya 7,000. ndio inabidi sasa tunaanza kufanya mambo ya rationing.
Transport services in Meru County have been paralyzed after matatu operators withdrew their services over what they claim to be unfair competition from operators of Toyota Sienta and Probox vehicles. The Sienta and Probox had been outlawed but have made a comeback, prompting the matatu operators to withdraw their services. Officials from some of the matatu associations claim that the Sientas and Probox vehicles have not complied with the strict Mishuki rules, hence putting the lives of passengers at risk. They're calling on the county and national government to intervene and create a level playing field, failure to which they will continue to keep their vehicles away from the roads.
Kile tunataka tu ni serikali kuu isikie kilio yetu, ijue ni nini tunalilia na ni nini kinafanya sisi tuende kwa demonstration.
Wale watu waja comply, tunashindana nao ambao hatupati haki. Tunataka kuwe na usawa kwa mashindano yetu na wenzetu. So sisi hatukatai wafanye kazi. Wale wame comply ni sawa, lakini wale hawaja comply ndio sisi tunakataa.
Kulingana na vile ziko, sisi tunategemea makastoma kutoka kwa matatu. Kwa sababu matatu ikiwa haitaveba abiria waleta town, hatutapata watu wa kuuzia wa kufanyia kazi.
Nilikuwa nimetoka nyumbani ili niende kujenga area inaitwa Loire Rolela. Alafu nilikuwa nyumbani niliwaambia mafundi wa mikono watengeneze simiti. Sasa simiti imetayarishwa tayari, lakini kuna watu wanataka waanze kujenga. Sijui kama itakauka ama itakuwa namna gani, kwa sababu nimekuta watu wa magari wamegoma.
Pope Francis is scheduled to hold a series of meetings with leaders in the United Arab Emirates today. The Pope becomes the first pontiff to visit the Arabian Peninsula. Among the issues on the agenda of his two-day visit to the UAE is the humanitarian crisis in Yemen.
The Pope landed in Abu Dhabi on Sunday evening, where he was received by Crown Prince Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The Pope later met Sheikh Ahmed Al Tayeb, the Grand Imam of Egypt's Al Azhar Mosque. The leaders, who are scheduled to hold meetings on Monday, have not discussed the agenda. However, the humanitarian crisis in Yemen is expected to be a key issue, noting that the United Arab Emirates has a leading military role in the crisis. This follows the Pope's statement shortly before departing to Abu Dhabi, where he emphasized on nations to embrace peace. While in the UAE, the Pope will meet Muslim leaders and celebrate an outdoor mass where over 120,000 Catholics are expected to attend. It is expected that the Pope's visit might loosen restrictions on the building of churches in the region, particularly in neighboring Saudi Arabia, where non-Muslim places of worship are forbidden.
Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro has insisted he is not bothered by ultimatums from countries against his win, especially the United States of America. Speaking exclusively to a Spanish TV show, Salvados, Maduro said he was the choice of the voters and that would not change, arguing that he was, however, open to talks with his opponent to avert bloodshed. at 1. The next bulletin takes place at 4, and that is NTV Alasiri. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.